It's training camp season, and today we're talking about the Cleveland Browns. We're on Shedeur Sanders' watch. We got joint practice coming up, and we got to see how the reps are going to be divvied out. Before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at your players every day, what they're doing behind the scenes at training camp, what they're doing in practice, your rookies, your position battles. Guys are getting ready to draft in fantasy football here soon. You're going to have those drafts coming up. Click that button, stop missing out. But what's going on in Cleveland? Because we're looking at the interviews right now from Stefanski, and the quarterback battle should be heating up. But we're not getting really any good answers coming out of Cleveland right now. And as we roll down ESPN Cleveland timeline on Twitter, as it's a mix of all the beat writers and from what they're gathering, and it's a quick look, you see right here, Sanders, 14 and 23, 2 touchdowns. Great game the other night. We covered that on live. Great game. But we're going to scroll down here, get to some of these interview clips. Get past here. Let's see it. Stefanski on Shedeur's actually. I think that's one of his strengths. It's always been. It's always been. Give him some kudos, guys. Give him some kudos. Like, he had a solid performance. He had a solid performance. Here's another. Stefanski was asked if Shedeur Sanders could receive first-team reps in practice, especially light of Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel injuries. We need to get through the next couple days from an injury standpoint and see where everybody's at. I'm really focused on our quarterbacks' development and every single one of the reps. We got to stop holding on to this. We got to stop holding on. We got to open up this battle more. We got to open up this quarterback battle more. You only got so many more opportunities before the season starts. And we saw what we saw from Shedeur. You had him as number 4 in the depth chart. There's a lot of practices here where we're just waiting for him to start getting reps. Like, his completion rate's always up there every single day in practice. These quarterbacks have been dealing with injuries. Dillon Gabriel's been having the ball batted down at the line of scrimmage multiple times. Threw some picks. Kenny Pickett's Kenny Pickett. And when we're watching clips of them two together, we're seeing Shedeur almost like mentoring Kenny Pickett in this practices whenever he's out there. They've only been doing 7-on-7s. That's the thing out there. Stefanski on Shedeur Sanders. By and large, I think the operation went really good. I mean, it's great. You weren't negative, but still, that was a damn good performance. A rookie quarterback coming in, playing behind an offensive line that wasn't bailing him out. The run game wasn't bailing him out. You had some questionable play calling. I think it was the second drive. We had the end around that didn't work out. Run game kept getting stuffed. Some long downs and distances. Was it 100% perfect? No, but he played well. That first touchdown, I did a video on that. Really threaded the needle. Really smart play on that. He deserved more work. He deserves more opportunity. That's all I'm asking for here. Browns coach Stefanski said he'll know more in the coming days as Pickett and Gabriel are good to go. So they're looking at the injuries. He does not want to say one thing or the other. He wants to play politician. He really wants all his ducks in a row. He's never going to give you the answer. But also when he comes out with these statements, it's not glowing. Like, we're not giving positive reinforcement or anything. I'll know more over the next couple days, Degrassi, if Pickett and Gabriel will return to full practice. So if they're not returning, one of them might, one of them not, whatever it is, Sanders should be getting more work nonetheless. Like, at least say that. He deserves more. He deserves more. We're going to try and do more. We're something. 0 giveaways from the offense is a big deal. Like I've been saying. 0 giveaways. Big deal. The turnover battle is their biggest front right now. Winning with the defense, controlling turnovers, playing not to lose. Playing not to lose, not playing to win. If they can control the turnover battle, defense plays strong, that is their main focus. Flacco's going to lead the charge for them. They feel safer with that. They're going to play not to lose with all their decisions until that's going to bite them. Stefanski says Florida is dealing with a hamstring, so baby Manziel's going to be out for a little bit. That's a huge impact for his career, considering things got to ramp up, considering his status, everything coming down here. Rizzy thinks Shedeur looks like an NFL quarterback. He did. He played well. With the context of everything, he played well. Going down here, that's nothing. Grossi thought Shedeur was out. He was. He deserves it. He deserves all the glowing. Stefanski won't say how Shedeur Sanders alters QB Brown's competition with the big night. He won't commit to anything, but he does deserve more opportunity. He deserves more work in this quarterback position, in this quarterback battle. And then still Shedeur saying the good things, saying, hey, I think it's time to go to work, being stoic, being poised. There's still more work to do. But he deserves more work, more opportunities. That's all I'm asking. That's really all I'm asking here from the Browns as we look at what he's been doing in training camp. And he's been killing it with the Browns. He's been killing it from wire to wire. Like, I thought I'd come into this series with the Browns, kind of like with all the other quarterback battles in training camp year in, year out. Like, we're just talking about the Cliffs, how they're doing in training camp, what they're saying. But now things are coming to a head to where, like, things are getting really weird with this coaching staff. I believe probably needs some more positive reinforcement. That was a damn good outing. He's been locked in this whole time. Does the management have a gun to Stefanski's head or something? I'm not even asking him to start. A lot of people are. I'm asking for more work, more opportunities. Like, I sit here and I scroll during Browns practice, waiting for him to get opportunities, waiting for clips. In the last few practices leading up to the joint practice, I was waiting longer than usual for things to come up when it came to Shedeur news. Outside of the start of practices. And he needs more opportunities. He needs more work. Like, they need to do that. Like, they definitely do. Like, this is a quarterback battle with two mid quarterbacks in there. And I understand having the veteran in there as a bridge for your young guys. And maybe he can pop off like he did a couple years ago with the Browns. And Flacco's doing good as a mentor. He's actually great being there. Like, he's been a good mentor with Shedeur. They're in meetings together. They're both there early. Like, Flacco's great. I don't even want to say anything negative. It ain't even about that. Dillon Gabriel's been mid. He's been mid. And prospect-wise, coming out of college, well, not a bad prospect. They spent too much draft capital on him. They should not have drafted him in the third. There was talent in the later rounds that the drop-off, if there was any, wasn't too far from him. If there was any. That's the thing about that. Now they're locked in. He's a good developmental backup quarterback, and that's it. Not a long-term starter in the NFL. That's it. And he's had his moments. I don't even think it's fair for him to be thrusted into this. Honestly, for Dillon Gabriel, I don't think it's even fair to him. Like, he's not in position to battle for a starting job. He's not there yet, developmentally. He will get there to be a top-end backup and have moments throughout his career, unless he gets messed up from this, derailed from the Browns. But I told you going into this, and I told you this months ago, minicamp and OTAs, the one thing that's going to be true is the Browns are going to be the Browns. They're sitting on their hands. They're playing every decision, every hand that's dealt, not to lose with this. Where it's starting to get clear-cut that at the least, and I'm kind of conservative with my opinion here compared to many others, that you need to open this up more with those three quarterbacks. Like, I don't know if it's a wait or see. It's not a wait or see thing. If it was me, he'd be getting a lot more reps. I'd be throwing him out there with the ones, too. I want to see what you got here. Because the thing about this is if this quarterback hits, you got a quarterback here that could be a starter for you on a day 3 contract. And then you're going into next year's draft with 2 first-round picks with a lot of capital to build around that on a day 3 quarterback contract for the long term. Is anybody saying Joe Flacco Super Bowl Browns? No. He might be the better play to play not to lose and hope to skate by, and maybe you get lucky and you win some games you're not supposed to win, and maybe mid-season, maybe that. But if you're really playing to win, like, You got to open this up more. You got to open this up more. That's it. That's all I'm calling for. Like, you got to see what you got. Like, first team reps, joint practices against the Eagles needs to be happening. Needs to be happening right now. What has Gabriel done? What has Pickett done to secure these prime opportunities? Ever. Throughout their careers, even. Like, what has Pickett done in the NFL? What has he done at Pitt to make him a better prospect than Shedeur was at Colorado? What was that? That's the thing about this, and he's proved it. Wire to wire. Like, they've had him out here throwing to equipment guys. They've had him out here at the end of practices. He's working behind the 3s and the 2s on the offensive line. Stefanski's playing scared. He's playing scared. Like, Flacco, maybe in the short term right now, is the right choice. And I get that. Right choice, running conservative. But also long-term effects here. Like, just running the offense, competition. What are you saying for the rest of the team? And here's dumb analysis, but prospectively, objectively, subjectively, thinking this through, ask Myles Garrett, ask some of the leadership on the defense what they think. Ask them. Why can't the beat writers ask that? Ask that. See what you can get. See what you can get out of them. Prob that out. Ask some more tough questions. Ask some more of that stuff. I want to hear tougher questions. Like, the whole thing. Because, again, they tiptoe around this team. They tiptoe around this team, so you got to read between the lines. And I'm not a Browns fan. I'm not a Browns journalist. This channel doesn't cover all Browns, but I cover training camp for fantasy football. And then other storylines lead into that. And this is one of those storylines. And I love training camp storylines. I just love it. I love it every year. And I dig into this. And the one thing I know about the Browns, the reason why the Browns beat writers get so much access is they toe the line with the staff, management, everything else. Why can't the tough questions be asked? Why is there no pushback? Why is there no pushback? That's why you guys don't like the beat writers and you complain about them. They toe the line with the management. That's why you don't like them. And I can say this outside looking in because I have biases. Everybody does. But I also try to fight them. I also just try to scout as much as possible. And I don't just scout them. I look at the I even look at the media here. The media is flopping on this. Flopping. And I believe the ESPN Cleveland radio show that we were getting the clips from every day, and even the Twitter account, I think they're trying to do a battle between Shedeur, pro Shedeur, anti Shedeur on their segments to drive clicks, to get you guys baited, just so they can get viewership. Like, no true real analysis. You just listen to them, even on their clips, their radio show. Like, there's no deep dive there. There's no deep dive there. Like, I wouldn't fully trust it. Your beat writers are leading you astray. They're giving you some information, and they're not filming as much. They're not allowed to film as much here in the last few practices. Things are getting deeper. But the tough questions aren't being asked. They're not being asked. Stefanski should have been pushed more. They need to push more. That's the thing about the reporting here in the NFL in general, too. No fun league. No fun league. That's the thing about this. Like, if you look at MMA media, there's a little bit more pushback on some of that. You get some of the dumbest questions asked by reporters. They'll ask some dumb questions where you know the answer that's coming back. We don't even need to hear it. But there's no pushback when you need to push back. This is when you needed to push back. You didn't get pushed back up to why. You didn't get pushed back to, like, how many reps. What do you think the odds of Shedeur? What do you think about this? Like, there's no pushback, no follow-up. That's what you're not getting. So you're not getting everything. But you cannot argue that he has not deserved more work in this offense for this quarterback battle. It shouldn't be a battle, really. It's the Browns being the Browns. And it's more than just the organization, beat writers too. We need more follow-up. We need harder questions asked. We need pressed. This is the one thing. This is the one thing about beat writers in general. And a lot of people just take what they say and they run with it. But a lot of them are just from journalism school. They can toe the lines with these teams, but they do not press when things need to be pressed. And things need to be pressed right now on these questions. That is one thing. That is one thing. They don't. You don't get the information. You get a little bit. But when someone starts pressing too much one way, everybody will come back on Twitter and come back on that person. But pressing hard and getting the information out needs to be addressed here. Because the one thing I'm noticing from studying beat reporters now is they're just trying to toe the line to be able to be accepted at practice. They're just trying to be there. But they're not trying to really drive that story. If they can get it, they'll get it. If they can get it, they'll get it. But they're not coming out trying to drive that story. There was more to be asked there. That's for sure. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.